Dun, da, da, da.
What is that?
I
know what that is.
It is the YouTube. Whoa, 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 whoa,
That
whoa.
came so fast.
Quickly.
Gosh.
Use your adverbs.
That came so fastly.
So fastly. What does this say? Congratulations on your subscriber milestone. This award was inspected and packaged with great care by Rick.
Rick? Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick. Do you remember your first subscriber?
Do you?
It's probably me.
That's probably true for most people.
Your 100th?
No.
Your 1000th?
Mm-mm.
Well, then you'll definitely remember your 100th. 1000th subscriber. I got a letter from Neil McMahon, who is the YouTube CEO.
Oh, that looks
signed.
like... I don't know about that. That might be a facsimile.
All right, here. Well, let's see what it looks like.
Yeah, pull it out. Get to the good part.
Oh,
Nobody
look
reads
at
the card.
This is so nice.
That's so small.
It is so small.
I thought it was gonna be a lot bigger. I've heard that before. But it's still cool.
Yeah.
But can I see it?
Sure. Don't make marks on it.
Yeah, of course.
Make it clean. Keep it clean. There it is.
What's it made out of? That's 100% genuine plastic.
Isn't that nice?
Right there.
Thank you, everyone. You know,
seriously,
because of you guys and gals, we were able to get the award, the official award from YouTube for our 100th, 1000th subscriber.
Now the next one is what? 1 million?
I think it's 1 million.
That's a big jump.
That's a big number.
You've got to come with we get a chain just hanging right there. Just rock it.
You could do that. You know, I saw a whole bunch of people in chains at the football game yesterday.
You went to the Cardinals game?
Yes, versus the Patriots.
Cardinals won.
Yes, I was there. I saw that.
Well, because you were there doesn't mean you knew anything that was happening.
Well, we were sitting in the Patriots visitor section for some reason.
But you took people who were in town that are Patriots
Yes.
fans.
Well, kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I walk in. We were like, I don't know, like section 130, row 25. Great
Okay.
seats. Great seats. And so I walk in and I sit down and I realize at that particular moment, I was overdressed.
What did you wear?
Okay. Well, I didn't realize that football game attire is probably like jeans and a sweatshirt.
What did you wear?
So I was wearing leather pants and boots.
Okay, that's not bad.
Okay. With a cashmere sweater.
Okay.
And a long cashmere coat going down to my ankles.
Right.
With a nice fedora hat.
Yeah, there you go. You lost me at the fedora.
So I kind of walked in, and I noticed like everybody was like staring at me.
Where did you think you were going?
Well,
the Kentucky Derby?
I thought
You were going to have a big old hat and a mint julep?
So next time, I know what to wear to a football game.
You've been to football games before. You went to the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, but everybody was dressed nice at the Super Bowl.
Oh, this is just regular season.
Yeah, this is just not it.
Schlubs come out in the regular season.
I know. So I had my little Cardinals flag.
Okay. Did they give that away or did you purchase it?
Oh no, that was free.
Okay, yeah.
I was so excited to get it. I'm like, oh, can I have two? And they're like, oh, sure.
Yeah, it costs 2 cents.
And so this woman behind me hit me over the head with her pizza box that she was sitting down.
Right.
Because I had to take off my hat because she said, I can't see with your hat on.
She wasn't in the wrong.
Okay. So she hit me over the head with a pizza box. So every time that the Cardinals did anything halfway decent, I was like, woo, yeah.
So that's why you had a good time. You were shaming and hurting others. You had a great time.
Oh, you know, but the people are so friendly.
Well, yeah, it's a Cardinals game.
It was fun. I had a great time.
And the final score was?
23 to 9?
No.
What was it?
30-16?
Oh, 30-16. We left before it was over.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
That's a man. There, I should ask that too. Did you leave early?
Yeah.
Well, it was over. It was a beatdown.
It was all done. And when I saw the Patriots people leaving, I thought, oh, well, that's something. But anyway, a lot of the Patriots fans wear like these big necklaces. Why is that?
Everybody, it's like the thing this year for all football fans. I have one. My daughter gave me one for my birthday. It's like this big gold chain with a huge logo at the bottom.
What is that?
It's just a way to show your support, I guess. I wouldn't wear it to the game.
A lot of people did.
Yeah, it's very popular. It's the thing. It's like the new foam finger. Remember the foam finger when it came out and people were wearing around? This is the new foam finger.
But I'll tell you, I was really impressed with how much the NFL sells. I mean, it's like the sing along with Safeway.
Right.
It's like you had like the corgi thing with the tortilla chips. I mean,
Oh,
every
yeah,
time
you
turn around-
texted me that you enjoyed the dog show. Doesn't remember the score, but oh my God, the dogs were adorable.
All right, it's okay. I'm not the biggest football fan.
You're not, but you had a good time. That's fine. You don't have to be a football fan.
I had a great time. I even ate some popcorn, and I had a glass of wine.
You ate popcorn?
Yeah.
Look at you.
I know.
Junk fooded it up.
Not a lot, just like a handful.
Okay.
Let's not get all excited.
Let's not go crazy.
Hey, on that happy note, and welcome everybody, and thank you again for helping us to get this prestigious award from YouTube. Gosh, isn't that just beautiful? And if you are listening to the Kim Commando podcast, that's fabulous. But if you actually want to see the award and you want to, see Andrew, see me, have a great time, head over to youtube.com/Kim Commando. Once again, that's youtube.com/Kim Commando.
Are we going to display this where it's visible during the podcast?
Maybe I should put on a chain.
Yeah, you should.
Just kinda
Or
wear
put it on your fedora. Just wear it as your hat.
Yeah, the fedora, the gray fedora, cashmere fedora was just not.
It's a football game.
Somebody should have told me.
It's like going to a barbecue. Was your husband dressed up as well?
He was wearing a baseball jacket, so I think.
Yeah, he knew. He should have clued you in.
All right, so what do you got?
We have a story that's gone viral on the internet. A woman took an ancestry test, and it led to an arrest of her own grandmother.
Really?
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Bum, 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 bum. Hey, make sure that you like, subscribe, follow, all that other good
If
stuff.
you're not watching us on YouTube, or if you are and you haven't subscribed, just hit the subscribe button. It helps the algorithm make YouTube think we're better than we are. We're actually pretty good. We're actually pretty good.
We are.
On a scale of 1 to 10, we're about a 4. Also, like and comment. That helps push it so we can keep doing this. We do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we go live on YouTube. And, I mean, people are liking it. We have 100,000 subscribers.
We're getting awards.
We have the hardware to prove it. So subscribe.
I mean, I got an award for being humble once.
Did you?
I didn't accept it.
You didn't? No, you're too humble.
Okay, get it?
Exactly.
All right, so let's talk about the New Jersey drones.
Okay.
So 30 to 50 every night. Mm-hmm. Okay. Going over, obviously, places in New Jersey and also now New York. Some people say that they're not really drones, that they are like, UFOs, but we know that they're not UFOs.
No.
Okay. Other people say that there really aren't that many drones in the sky, that what people are seeing are stars or helicopters. And that it's a psychological phenomena that, I actually heard this on the Today Show this morning, is that when you look up in the sky, you think you're seeing a drone because you're being told that there are drones, but there really aren't drones in the sky.
Okay. You're taking something that you can't see clearly, and your brain is making it what you think it should be.
And then there are other people that are going viral on TikTok because they have their own theories about what the New Jersey drones are.
All right.
Okay, here's one.
Now, drones, they have no reason to be in the air at night.
No reason?
Unless you're doing some type of ISR work, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, looking for bad guys. There's no reason for a drone to be flying at night, really. The only reason why you would ever fly an aircraft, an unmanned aircraft at night, is if you're looking for something, whether it be a person or trying to smell gas.
Now, gas.
Right.
So that has everybody all kind of freaked out. The guy speaking, by the way, his name is John Ferguson. He is the CEO of a remote aircraft system company in Kansas. He says that the drones are attempting to smell either a massive gas leak or radioactive materials.
Well, that was the whole thing last week, that they're looking for a nuclear weapon.
So
They got a tip that there's a nuclear weapon being stashed in New Jersey, and that's what they're looking for. They're trying to fight it. We heard that last week. That's old news.
wasn't old to me. I just found out today.
Okay.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people who are listening right now saying, I didn't know that, Kim Commando.
I read a story today that the federal government is seeking permission to launch their own drones to watch the drones that are watching us. And I'm like, who are they going to ask?
Because I know
Just go.
Yeah, excuse me, I need permission.
But also, we have cameras, right? That we've seen it. We talked about it and showed the videos. Like, you take a picture from a skyrise in New York City, and can you zoom in?
On a license plate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We know exactly what these things are. We have video and we have photography
it has
of
to
them.
be our government that's doing it.
That's why I don't know why we're still going crazy about this.
And, because the whole thing about it was like, it was from Iran. There's a mothership off the coast of New Jersey.
If it was alien, we would know. Now, we probably wouldn't tell anybody, but we would know already.
So what do you think that they're doing? I think that, well, I'll tell you what I think they're doing. I think that this is our military intelligence that is testing AI-based drones over real urban areas to see how that it would actually perform and test the people who are behind it in case they ever needed to actually deploy them.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I think this is some sort of government test that they're going to operate for however long, 30, 60, 90 days, and then they'll wait a year, and then some big report will come out and tell us all what they were doing.
But how come they're not just coming out and saying, hey, this is what we're doing?
I don't know. I don't know what the benefit is. I mean, obviously it's flying in the sky and it's every single night. We're aware of it. If you're trying to keep it secret, you did a bad job.
It's not happening
because
right?
we're aware of it.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
The only reason you keep it secret, though, is if you don't want other countries to know what you're doing.
Okay, well, okay, it's in the news. Okay, so it's not like, I mean, if you really wanted to have like a secret deployment of AI-based drones, I think you'd probably want to pick someplace like Wyoming,
where no one's there. Right. There are stretches of North Dakota and South Dakota. There's not a human within 1,000 miles.
Right.
So it's got to be, like you said, over an urban city, New Jersey, populated. Maybe the AI needs to identify the difference between a building and a bike and a car, whatever. There's got to be a reason why they picked that spot.
There are some people who are saying that that maybe these drones are not really government drones, that it's a big prank, that all the drone operators in New Jersey are getting together and they're saying, okay, we're going to pull this massive prank off. But they've been doing it for like 25 days. And you don't hear anything about it on Reddit as far as like, shh, don't tell anybody.
And someone would have already been arrested because people like to talk.
Yes.
And they'd be like, that drone, that's my drone. And then someone would have told someone and then they would have been arrested.
No, I mean, this isn't the strangest thing that I've ever heard, but it's up there.
Grab hold of the handles of the chair because we're about to tell a joke.
It was good. It was so good.
It was good.
All right. 23andMe. Did you ever submit your DNA to that?
No.
I never did either.
I drew the line at that. I know there's a lot of information that we hand over, but I'll just keep my DNA.
Well, they have 15 million customers. And they're on a total free fall.
Yeah, they're not doing well.
No, they're not doing well at all. And now this is what's interesting, is that 23andMe, they haven't exactly said that they're going to be selling the DNA. But the part of this that I think is super interesting, and who could they sell it to, by the way? Insurance companies?
Right, anyone.
Okay, marketing companies?
Russia.
China, whoever it may be. It's legal to sell DNA samples in the United States because the courts treat the DNA as corporate property. So when you submitted your DNA, it became property of that company. And because it's company property, they can sell it.
Makes sense.
Okay. So if you submitted your DNA to 23andMe.
Have you ever, before we go on, did you ever do a DNA test?
I did one for the Mayo Clinic.
Okay, but not with one of these private companies.
No, I did it. Did I tell you about that? Okay. So, my mom died of pancreatic cancer. And so probably about a year ago, a little over a year ago, is that I got an email from my doctor and said that, would you like to participate in the Mayo Clinic clinical trial studies, and they'll look at your DNA to see if you have any mutations. No, actually, this was like in August. I got that last year, not this August, the previous August. So I get it, and it says, it's going to tell you like if you have cancer or what could be wrong with you. And so I sat there in August going like, do I really want to know?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I mean,
my anxiety's high enough.
Yeah, is this really something that it is going to benefit me? And so another 6 weeks goes by, and I get another email, Mayo Clinic, clinical trials. We sent you all the materials. We need you to spit in the vial. And would you please just fill it out because you're going to help yourself and the family and blah, 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 blah. And so I'm like, not really sure I want to do this. So Thanksgiving Day, I decided last year that I said, you know what, I'm going to spit in the vial. And
On Thanksgiving Day.
yeah.
All right.
And I'm just gonna see. So, I mean, because I was wrestling with this since August.
Is this all a setup to say it came back that you're from Turkey?
Pretty much.
Okay.
No. Okay. But so now this is the strange part. So I spit in the vial day after Thanksgiving, Friday. I go to the post office, I actually put it in the box, and then now, New Year's Day, I get an email.
Right.
It says your results are in. Okay. So I click the link, and it says, "Do you really want to know your results? Yes or no?" So I said yes.
Who's clicking no on that? That's
Okay.
the ultimate clickbait right there.
Okay. Yeah. So I said yes, and it says, "Our counselors are standing by. Do you need somebody to talk to?" And I'm like, "No." And then
Should I?
exactly. And now my heart's going like boom, 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 boom,
Right.
boom, boom. Okay. Then it comes. It says, "Are you sure that you are okay with knowing your results on this computer screen, or would you like to have a counselor tell you what your results are?" And I'm like, I just want to know the results.
Yeah, no one's got that kind of patience.
No. Okay. So I click, just show me the results. And now I'm sitting there, I'm sweating.
Of course.
Okay, at this point, because I'm like, there must be something.
All this setup of all this negativity.
Oh, yeah. And then it gets there and it says, no mutations found. Okay.
That's lawyers for you right there.
Okay, exactly.
Some lawyers saying, well, we got to make sure. If it's
make sure.
bad, you got to have support.
Yeah, you got to ask them 3 times.
Right.
That was it. You got to ask them 3 times if they really want to know the results, if they really want to know. And so then it came back, and it was actually kind of interesting. It said that I have a low tolerance for caffeine. Knew that. Okay. All right. I like spicy foods. I have blue eyes, blonde hair.
Okay.
Knew that.
Is this the world's worst?
Okay.
Your name's Kim? Like,
Well, but I didn't have any cancer mutations.
did you get the fun stuff, though? Like where your ancestors are from?
Yeah,
and-
I'm primarily Russian, Ukrainian.
Uh-oh.
Knew that.
Ukrainian both?
Yeah, knew that. But I thought what was really interesting is that there's like this small percentage of me that is Syrian. So I looked on the map to see like how far Syria was from the Ukraine where it used to be, and because my grandparents came over from the Ukraine, and so then I started thinking somebody from the Ukraine went and like had a hot weekend in Syria,
But it's like 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, oh well, got knocked up, gotta go back.
Right. The Immaculate Conception from Syria.
So anyway, so if you need the steps on to remove yourself from 23andMe, we've got it all outlined for you over at commando.com because we are geniuses.
But if they own it, why do you get to remove it?
Well, maybe it gives you a little sense of pride.
Okay.
That at least, they may have sold it already.
Right. That was my point.
But you can't
Do it
that.
today.
So the man formerly known as Prince, Harry
Oh, that's a different guy.
and Meghan.
Yeah. Your neighbors?
Yes, in California. We're so close. So close.
BFF.
I couldn't be a BFF to those two. I just couldn't.
Well, they don't talk to you or take your gifts, so they don't want to be BFFs with you either.
I don't want to be BFF them. Just saying. Their $100 million deal with Netflix is going away.
What?
Yeah. The new hit that they wanted, they actually thought, and people at Netflix thought, that Americans would want to watch these two nothings talk about polo in the United States.
That was their idea for a show?
Yes.
The Polo Report?
Yeah. And so they did like this whole series about playing polo in the United States. Okay.
Nobody watched it.
People, people watch football. Okay.
Oh, maybe that'd have been perfect for you and your fedora.
Yes.
Sit down and watch a show about polo.
I could have done that. So Netflix is saying like, and you were supposed to do like an animated series for us. And you never did that. Okay.
They didn't pay him all up front, right?
No,
this was in installments.
I'm sure. And so now they're complaining that Meghan is so hard and difficult to work with. But she has a cooking show as part of this Netflix deal.
Okay.
Now, cooking.
Yes.
The set, she insists on it being beige, shades of beige.
Okay.
The lighting needs to be diffused,
I don't even know what that means.
not sharp.
Okay.
Okay, maybe a little bit on the darker side. And the camera on her and the camera on the food needs to be a little out of focus.
Like everybody used to make fun of Barbara Walters when she did her specials, and she was all fuzzy and glowy, so you couldn't make it out what she really looked like.
Yeah. So they're making a cooking. So they have a cooking show coming out.
What's it called? Blurry breakfast?
Meghan Marvel's
Dinner in the dark?
It's just crazy. And so, you start thinking about it. Okay, so you have these two. Mm-hmm. Okay, American Riviera. That was the jam that she did.
The what?
The jam. She had.
Oh, yeah. The failed jam.
Yeah, $200 for a thing of jam. That worked out really well. I actually openly laughed at them when, I don't know, something was on TV that the two of them said that they are going to tackle a new subject and they're going to help mankind. Okay. And something that nobody has ever done before.
Polo.
They think that there are too many cyberbullies.
Oh, yeah, no one's ever talked about that.
Okay.
Didn't they lose their Spotify deal as well?
Oh yeah, because they only did like 2 podcasts. It was like in 13 months or something like that. They did 2 podcasts.
They're not good business partners.
No, but he gets like $2 million a year from his mother's estate.
That's it?
Yeah.
I thought it would be a lot more.
Well,
she's the queen or the princess.
She was. She's
Yeah.
dead. Okay, but so he gets like $2 million a year forever, and then I think of course probably the father gives him some money or something.
Probably.
Like that. But working for a living just takes up your whole day.
It does. It's
just-
hard.
it's hard.
Very time consuming.
It's hard.
Who has time to make $100 million?
So I just want to put it out there, like if anybody's watching from Netflix, hey, we would be great.
I hate bullying.
I do too.
It's my third least favorite thing in the world.
And he bullies me all the time.
Yeah, you needed to do a documentary series on getting me to stop.
All right, speaking of losers, a guy in New York just had $500,000 worth of jewels stolen from him.
Okay.
Okay, this is really something. Now, the guy's walking around Queens with a briefcase with $500,000 of like diamonds on the inside.
Well, how else are you supposed to get your diamonds somewhere?
Okay.
You got to put them in a briefcase.
So he decides, you know what? I'm hungry. So he stops by a pizza joint in Queens because he wants pizza and a Coke.
Get a slice.
Exactly. So as he's walking out after he had his lunch, a bunch of guys jump out of an SUV and they give him, a couple of slugs and they steal the briefcase and they drive off.
He should have one of those handcuffs.
Oh, so they cut off his hand.
Briefcase.
That's good.
It works in the movies.
Okay. So then all of a sudden he calls the police. $500,000 worth of jewels gone. Okay. Well, there was an AirTag in the briefcase.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So the police track down this big SUV, and they say, hey, give us back. We're going to arrest you and all this other stuff. But I thought that was so funny is that while they are arresting the driver and the accomplices for this $500,000 heist of diamonds that had an AirTag on the inside, is that the cop looks at him and goes, I think that front window's tinted. I got to give you a ticket for that too.
Insult to injury. Come on. They're going to prison forever. They sold $500,000 worth of jewels.
I thought that was, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm not the only one who gets a ticket for the front window.
What do they hope? During the sentencings, the judge is like, I was going to let you go. But did you see that tint? 25 years.
That was just too dark.
Too much.
Isn't that funny?
That's hilarious. Good work for the AirTag.
Hey, once again, thanks for all your support and for following us here on youtube.com/KimCommando because we got that fabulous award and I'm so excited. The other thing that we got over the weekend is that I was named a top creator on Amazon.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really something.
Another nice. Did you get a plaque for that?
No, I should.
Yeah. Come on, Bezos. Step it up.
Come on, baby. I need another plaque.
Right. We love plaques.
All right, what do you got?
Did you see the video of the young woman who said, "Get ready with me while I tell you the story of getting a DNA test led to the arrest of my grandmother because it's gone viral."
I have not seen that.
It's when you hear that as the first opening line,
You gotta watch it.
You're staying. She said that it would take a while, and I appreciated this. She's like, I'm not going to break this up into 3 or 4 different parts. So you have to go to my page and make clicks and all. This isn't about engagement. This is about me telling my story. A couple of years ago, she was with a friend who got an ancestry DNA test, and they were going through the results for Christmas, and she thought it was the coolest thing in the world. So she immediately went on there, ordered it, got it, like you said, swabbed herself, spit in the tube, sent it back, got her results, and she loved it. She was very happy with the information that she found out. She shared it with her entire family. 2 days later, there's a knock on her door at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's authorities. And they said that once you did your DNA test, it actually triggered a cold case being reopened from 25 years ago.
Wow.
Your DNA matched as a distant relative to a child, and it's pretty bad what happened to the kid, but the kid no longer was alive.
Okay.
But you were a distant relative. And what we'd like to do is take your DNA results and put them into a bigger search, but we need your permission, and we have someone at the department that will do this. Okay. And she's like, oh, okay, I guess if it's a murder cold case of a family member, sure. So the woman calls up.
And did she know about this murder case before?
She did. It's a very, very famous
okay.
murder that happened in her community.
Okay.
25 years ago. Unsolved. No one knows who the parents of the child that was found are. Woman calls her up, and they're going over what the study is, and where her information is going to go, and how it could help. And she said, all I need is your password. And that immediately triggered, this is a scam. Nobody calls you and asks for your password to anything. And she hung up the phone. Done with it, thought the whole thing was a scam. She thought it was a pretty elaborate scam where they would send people to her house.
7 in the morning.
Right.
Okay.
And then have her call someone, but she wasn't giving up her password. Fast forward about 3 weeks later, she's at work. She gets a call from her mom. This is an emergency. Come home right now. And she's like, okay. She rushes home and she walks in the house, and her mom's there, her dad's there, and a cousin. And the cousin's like, hey, did you get any information back from your DNA test? And she's like, how'd you even know I took one? And she said, because I took one, and the cops just showed up at my door.
Oh.
So now they know it's legitimate.
Okay.
And the cousin says, I'm too far away of a relative from the victim to be able to put in this national database. So you have to do it. So they immediately call the woman back. They send someone out. They get all the information they need. They put her in, and there's another hit, and it's her mom. Now her mom is a closer relative to the victim, the baby. Right. Isn't it amazing? And they're like, we now need your mom's DNA. And the police are pleading with the mom. We're going to be able to say, you're so close because of your genetics, we're going to find out who it is. And so she submits her DNA. They wait a couple of days, and it hits, and it's her grandmother.
Oh, gosh.
And they pinpoint this murder to her grandmother 25 years ago, where a baby was flushed down a toilet.
Oh.
Isn't that awful?
It's horrible.
Now, she didn't know her grandmother. She didn't have a relationship with her grandmother. Her grandmother was disconnected from the entire family. But because of this ancestry DNA test, they ended a cold case that was 25 years old. One of the biggest cases in the community's history.
Now, is the grandmother still alive?
Yes. Going to be arrested.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
I mean, because, if she never submits that DNA test, it just sits there cold forever. She was the one piece. I guess if her mother would have done it as well, because they already had her cousin's DNA, but it was too far apart that it didn't trigger whatever it triggers to send to authorities to say, hey, this is someone you're tracking. Because they've been tracking. They took the DNA from the victim, put it into the system, and they track it all the time. They compare it to every single test that's being submitted. And because of that, they found a killer.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. A friend of mine, I try not to release too many details.
Sure.
But we were at a party, and he's like, you're not going to believe it. And I said, what? He said, I got a call from my cousin. And my dad is not really my dad. So, and there was somebody else in the family that was his father. And so then he called his mom and said, hey, the whole family's talking about this. And what do you think? And she said, oh, well, those DNA tests, they're nothing.
Yeah, they don't work.
That's all bogus stuff. And,
They don't hold up in court unless they do.
and I'm going to prove it to you. So I'm going to submit my own DNA test. Well, she has somebody else in the family submit the DNA test with her name. Okay, so now
That's pretty smart.
okay, so now the whole family tree's like we got branches going every which way, and then
It's growing into the ground.
okay, and so his so he went back to his mother and said, it's Dad, air quotes, it's gonna know.
Right.
So you might as well just go tell him because everybody in the family's like, anytime you walked in the room, be like, shh, don't say anything. Shh, don't say anything. So she went to her husband and said, this is not your son. And
I'm
but
sure the husband went, it doesn't matter. It
doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter with my relationship with my son. You, on the other way,
Yes.
hit the streets.
And so, and then my friend who this happened to, when he was probably, I don't know, in his 20s, he told his dad, air quotes, that he was gay. Mm-hmm. And so when the dad found out that wasn't really his son, the dad was like, phew.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
It's horrible.
Don't take any DNA tests. I changed my mind. Leave cold cases cold.
He told me this whole story, and we were at a Christmas party. I'm just like laughing and drinking. This is like a Jerry Springer, Dr. Phil episode.
My ex-wife was sitting there. We're sitting there one day. Her phone rings. She picks it up, and there's a guy on the other end and says, "Hey, I'm your brother."
Really?
Mm-hmm. And he was. I mean, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it for months. I thought it was a scam, but it turns out he was. He was her brother.
And then she didn't obviously know. And did anybody else in the family know about the brother? Kind of.
Again, we're not going to get any details. But if we knew, we just didn't know the details.
We didn't know.
We didn't have a name yet.
We didn't know. We couldn't do that. I have a really funny DNA test.
Oh, you?
I mean, joke, a DNA.
Let me hear it.
You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I don't want you to lie to me if you don't think it's funny.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't. Do I ever? I never hold back.
Well, I don't want you to do like that. Sometimes you do like that fake laugh.
Okay, I won't fake laugh. I promise.
Are you ready? Mm-hmm. But
This is a way big buildup.
Okay, if you want a fake laugh, though.
Which one do you want?
You could. Okay, you ready?
Uh-huh.
A frog got his DNA test back. They found out that he's part Scottish, part Irish, and a tadpole.
It's cute.
All right, it was cute?
It was cute.
All right, how about one more?
You got more?
Yep. What did one DNA say to another DNA?
I don't know.
Do these genes make me look fat?
That one's silly. I like them. Those aren't bad. I like when you say, I have a joke, instead of trying to slyly, just put it in there as though it's part of conversation.
Well, I would like to, just say that a lot of people do like my jokes.
I know. And they're all related to you. You found out during doing a DNA test.
All right, so here's the deal. This is not the Kim Komando Show. If you are looking for the Kim Komando Show, that's the big show, the award-winning show. That's on, I don't know, 700, 800.
Excuse me, this show is now award-winning.
Oh, you're right. I'm
All right.
sorry. Okay.
Right there.
Okay, the other
Bam.
show. Okay, the other show is the Radio Hall of Fame, which is kind of a big deal.
Multiple awards for the other show.
Yes,
This is
multiple.
only one so far.
Oh, okay. So we have several awards, except for just this one award. Okay. But if you're looking for the show, it's totally different. It's what we call, say, caller-driven, meaning that we just take all the great phone calls that you guys and gals give us. And then it's also just we put a whole bunch of news, and it's just jam-packed, truly just jam-packed. And so if you're looking for the show, wherever you get your podcasts, just search for Commando with a K. All righty. How many unread email do you have in your inbox right now?
Well, now that I've switched back to an iPhone, 4.
What'd you have before that?
Like 250.
And then why is the difference now?
Because the Outlook app I was using for the Android would separate my email into the primary stuff that they think I want to see and then everything else.
That's annoying.
And I just never went and deleted all the everything else. And so it just, my mailbox got super full. But when I switched to the iPhone, I took 20 minutes and I cleaned it all up.
So I have right now, well, before I came down to do the podcast, I had 2,282 unread emails in my inbox.
Are those, how old?
Probably over the last month.
Okay. And are you ever going to go back and read them?
No.
So why don't you just delete them in real time? That's what was one of the big things about me switching back to the iPhone. I spent money to switch back to the iPhone.
You did. You spent a lot of money.
In real time, I can delete them quickly.
I've gotten in the habit of just scanning like the subject, and now with Apple, they give you a summary. Mm-hmm. And so I can just kind of look at it and like, do I even want to just waste my time deleting it?
But that 2,000 number doesn't bother you when you see it?
Well, that's the reason why I bring it up, because it used to bother me, but I've gotten past it.
Okay.
And because there's a new survey out, it's called Inbox Zero, for people that want to have absolutely no unread email. They say that these are pretty much people that are OCD, perfectionists under control. And if you let your unread emails pile up, you're probably more laid back and focused on your priorities over organization. And some people even get more stressed out trying to have like that zero inbox.
So my sister, if you look at, I used to have this screenshot as her contact picture. It was the bottom of her phone. She had like 950 unread text messages, one email app, like a Gmail with like 4,000 unread, and then her work email had like 12,000 unread. And I couldn't do that.
No?
No.
That would give you
especially
too much,
not text messages.
You give you like too much anxiety?
Absolutely.
Why? You're afraid you're going to miss something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Something important.
But don't you think like if it was that important that they would actually call you?
No one uses the phone to call.
That's true.
No one does. They send a text, hey, how come you haven't responded to my text?
Yeah, that's true.
I have to have a clean slate when on the text messages.
Well, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till like January 1st.
Okay.
I'm just going to like just do like select all and hit delete.
That's not going to work.
That's just
Back
it.
them up somewhere.
Why?
What if you need an email that you got 3 days ago in 2 weeks?
Then I can always I have John.
All right, fine.
I have an IT genius.
All right.
Now, but speaking of anxiety and text messages, I thought this was interesting. When you want to speak to somebody, do you text them and say, call me?
Yeah, I have done that.
Okay, I do
Sure.
that too.
Or do you have a second to talk?
Yes. It's very rarely do I just like pick up the phone and call somebody.
Right.
Okay. Apparently that if you text a Gen Zer, call me, that gives them severe anxiety.
Right, because that means it's a more important topic that cannot be handled through text message.
And then they think automatically it's an emergency.
Because I have my sister do that as well. She'll be like, hey, can I call? I'm like, sure. I'm like, oh, no, what's going on? And then she's like, hey, how you doing? I went to the park that way. And it's just nothing. I'm like, text that. I'll read it tomorrow.
So zero inbox people are OCD perfectionists. Mm-hmm. People like me, laid back, priorities, not into organization.
I mean, do you think you're laid back when it comes to business?
No.
No. I think it's lazy and no attention to detail.
I am not lazy.
But hold on, let me, because it would be more efficient to delete the emails in real time or to click on it when you read it instead of just reading the summary. But you don't. Not because you're lazy, because you think that's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
Better way to describe
Yeah,
it.
it's just a waste of time.
All right.
So how long do you think before email, what do you think would ever replace email?
That's a good question. Text messaging obviously has private messaging, putting everything in one, right? If instead of having a phone number and email address, you just had one destination, that would be a way of doing it, like an @ But we're always going to have that type of communication, especially when it comes to business. How many documents do you send?
Do I send?
Yeah.
Well, because I write for the Daily Mail and USA Today. And all
But
those
even
things.
people who you work for you, they're sending contracts and affidavits. And I mean, all that's being sent, and we save so much money because we don't have to mail anything,
That's
that we're
true.
always going to have that line of communication.
That's true. But, but I find myself, like with folks here on the staff, is that I just like to chat with them instead of sending an email. Unless it gets like all disorganized. Like we were trying to like figure out all the show schedules around the holidays. I'm like, okay, this just has to be in an email.
I like to go and talk to people at the radio station. I work for KEZ and iHeartRadio. When I'm at the station, I need to talk to someone. I do not send an email. I'll walk all across the building. It's so much easier to go face to face with someone.
But if you really want the best email, you sign up for my newsletter.
Oh, why is
Did
that?
you see that professional segue?
I did. But why would the newsletter help me with my emails, Kim?
Because you're always going to have the best emails and the best tips, tricks, secrets. And almost 600,000 people start their day with me. Love that.
Nice.
You can sign up at getthecurrent.com. Once again, that's getthecurrent.com. Or, better yet, why don't you just sign up at winfromkim.com? Because you get the newsletter and then you also get a chance to win a $500 Amazon gift card.
Who doesn't want $500?
Yes, that would be winfromkim.com. Hey, wherever you're listening or you're watching the podcast, make sure that you give us a great 5-star review. Say a few kind words because that helps more people find everything that we're putting out. And if you ever see like a short or a reel that we do, make sure that you share that out too because that really, really helps. And we're working super hard on building out that whole audience as well. All right. So what is the story that this company, they sent out a letter or asking if the employees were stressed or something?
The company's called Yes, Madam. It was on Shark Tank India. I'm sure you saw it.
Oh, yes.
You're a huge fan of Shark Tank India. I actually thought it would be in English for some dumb reason. So when I was reading the story, I was going to have it play on YouTube, and it was all in a different language.
You're like, forget it.
Like, I'm not going to learn anything. But they basically sell spa and personal health products, and then they can be a booking site for massages, spa treatments. So it's an all-in-one thing. It's called Yes, Madam. And basically their whole thing is about stress and relaxation.
Okay.
So they took a survey of their employees and asked where they were at with their stress level in working. And then they sent out an email after the survey saying we found there was a handful of employees with this company, around 100, that are very stressed, are in the highest levels of stress when it comes to work, and so we are parting ways with them.
Wait, what? Like because they're stressed, we're going to let them go?
We're going to fire them.
Okay.
And it's effective immediately, and they're
Because
gone.
we're all into making sure that the environment's not stressful.
Correct. We don't want to have anyone who works here that's stressed.
Oh, okay.
So, and we'll relieve their stress of working here by not having them work here.
Okay.
So then this email gets sent out and gets posted on LinkedIn and obviously
Of course, it goes
viral.
over crazy.
But now the company has a response. They didn't fire anybody.
Oh,
It was a marketing campaign
okay.
because they sent that out. Everyone was outraged and they were trying to prove a point. This is not how companies should handle
Okay.
working
And
with
stress.
their stressed employees. What they should do is they should send their employees to Yes, Madam.
I see. I understand.
And now the internet is trying to decide whether or not they believe them or not.
I don't believe him.
I don't know, but there isn't anybody out there on social media, and they would, everybody loves the attention, that it says, I got fired, I got let go. The employees that were reporting back, they're stressed, highly stressed, were given options for leaves of sabbaticals. They were given mental health help through the work. Like they were given tools to help with their stress because the company says they do find that it's important that they don't have employees that are stressed, but they wouldn't fire anybody. They just said they were going to fire everybody so everybody would go to their website.
Well, you know what? It's a good shtick. I mean, because it did work. I mean, we're talking about this situation and this story and see what's going on. But did you see the billboard that is going up in San Francisco that is going viral? There's a company, an AI-based chatbot company, that took out billboards in San Francisco that said, "Do not hire humans, hire us."
Smart. That's a smart marketing campaign.
Yes.
I mean, you're going to get a lot of people upset, But they're going to be so upset, they're going to pay attention to the name of the company that's on that
I
billboard.
can't think of it. I really can't.
Great reporting.
I put a picture of, if you want to see it, I put the picture of the billboard in the newsletter. But that's what you get in the newsletter.
Oh, you get the full story.
Yes,
all
you get
the facts.
whole story. You get everything. Lights, camera, action. You get it all.
Do you think it was a marketing campaign? Just yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so do I.
Yeah.
I mean, especially since they didn't even fire anybody. That's bold, though. That's bold to step out there and say the internet's going to absolutely hate us for an entire week.
But think about this. So if next time, like GM is like laying off a whole bunch of people like they did last week and calling it right sizing instead of downsizing.
Right? Spin, spin, spin.
They should just say, if anybody's stressed out working for GM,
They
we
were just too
understand.
stressed. We sent them home because they were just too stressed.
I know. There's a video going viral of this guy, 60 years old. He's worked for GM for 38 years.
And he got let go?
How? You know how? He got an email at 5:03 a.m. that said, "Don't come to work today."
Cold-hearted.
Bad.
Right sizing.
Right sizing. Got to talk to you about that, Andrew.
Oh, crap. I'm taking this with me.
All right, folks, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. And we'll see you on Wednesday.